Okay, let's dive right into this explainer. Today we're having a seriously urgent conversation about how we frame our timeline for success. You know, we live in a world that is just absolutely obsessed with the immediate, the quick win, the overnight success story. But what if the very way we measure our progress is actually the exact thing holding us back? Well, we're going to break down a really fascinating concept called the silent period, and we're going to completely reframe how you build lasting value.
So, I want you to ask yourself this right now. What can I do today that my future self, 5 years from now, would thank me for? And I really want you to focus on that word today, not tomorrow, not next week, not when the market magically shifts, or when your schedule finally clears up, or when you finally feel ready. Action needs to happen today. Because, honestly, the timeline of your life is moving forward whether you act or not.
The painful reality here is that most people don't fail because they're sitting on the couch doing absolutely nothing. The truth is, most people really do try. They start strong. They start posting content, they hit the phones to call clients, they get a gym membership. But then, 3 weeks pass, and nothing massive happens, so they change direction. They end up trying a million different things, but they only try them just long enough to feel disappointed.
And the reason we do this is because we've been deeply conditioned to crave fast signals. You post a photo on social media, boom, you want likes. You send a text, you expect a reply. You list a property, you're immediately refreshing the page for views, saves, and showing requests. It's just a rapid-fire anxiety loop. But contrast that with the slow reality, true skills, a bulletproof reputation, deep, genuine trust. Those things do not happen overnight. The real things, they're slow.
This brings us to a massively important realization. Because valuable things are slow, we start to feel nervous. We think, I don't feel any progress. Maybe this isn't working. We literally start using our anxiety as a measuring tool. But listen to this. Your anxiety is not a dashboard. It's just noise. You cannot treat high-level skills like negotiation, leadership, or business development like a microwave meal. You can't just punch in 2 minutes and expect a gourmet dinner. There is a built-in delay between effort and reward, and anxiety is a completely broken tool for navigating that delay.
Section 1. Surviving the silent period.
The silent period is this sort of awkward abyss where you put in all the work, but nobody is clapping, the numbers are flat, you feel a little ridiculous, honestly. But here is the secret. That empty feeling time is not actually empty. Underneath the surface, that silence is storing trust, it's creating evidence, and it's shaping your professional identity. To see what this looks like in practice, let's look at a real story. Sean, who founded Gaia Realty, was trying to break into the highly competitive Palo Alto market. He identified a property owner he knew for a fact he could help. Month 1, he starts sending hyperlocal market updates, voicemails, deep analyses. By month 12, absolute silence. Crickets. But he keeps going. For 24 agonizing months, he hears absolutely nothing. It felt entirely useless. The silence was deafening. But then, right at month 24, the phone rings. It's the owners. And they say, Sean, we've been reading your updates for 2 years. Come list our house.
So the crucial point is this. An outside observer looks at that listing and says, wow, no way, that agent got so lucky. But it wasn't luck. The trust that won that massive listing was not built on the random Tuesday they finally called. It was built during those 24 completely silent months when absolutely nothing seemed to be happening. The silent period was just doing its job.
Section 2. The truth about time. Now, if we're going to survive this silent period, we have to completely eliminate the fake excuse we all use, which is, oh, I was so busy all day. Busy doing exactly what? If we do an honest time audit, it gets a little uncomfortable, right? Maybe you really did spend 2 hours mindlessly scrolling. Maybe you refreshed the exact same MLS listing 18 times just hoping something changed. Or maybe you opened your phone for just 1 minute and suddenly you've watched 11 videos on how to reverse sear a steak, the future of AI, and a tour of a luxury home you aren't even buying. Hey, we all do it, but we have to tell the truth about it because time doesn't just disappear, it gets spent.
And here is the brutal reality of how that time gets spent. Every single weak habit sends an invoice to the future. When you skip learning a new negotiation tactic today, your future self pays for it when a deal starts falling apart. Ignore your health today, and your future self pays the invoice with low energy and stress. The real trap here is that the invoice doesn't arrive in the mail immediately. We're essentially borrowing from our future selves with interest, simply because we don't feel the cost right away.
Section 3. The strategy portfolio.
And this brilliantly illustrates one of the main reasons people fail during the silent period. They believe a total myth that there is one single magic bullet out there that will save their career. If I just post on social media, or if I just buy leads.
But guys, that is not how career growth works. Career growth is actually a complex system. To succeed, you need a whole portfolio of strategies working together. You need content so people remember you, follow-up so people trust you, deep market knowledge so your advice is actually sharp, negotiation skills to protect your clients, and relationships with lenders, contractors, and other agents to hold the deals together. A real solid career is built from all these seemingly boring things compounding at the exact same time.
For example, imagine a real estate listing just sits on the market for 2 weeks with absolutely no bites. An amateur lazily blames high interest rates and calls it a day. But a professional? They diagnose the system. They start asking, are the photos telling the right story? Is the pricing actually aligned with buyer psychology? Do we need to make a small repair? Is the staging off? Are we even reaching the right buyer pool? They don't panic. They intelligently audit the whole system.
This highlights the absolute ultimate difference between amateurs and professionals. The housing market has noise. Social media algorithms definitely have noise. Amateurs overreact to every single signal and change direction whenever they feel a bad mood coming on. But professionals, they study patterns. They understand that one bad month of low views or a lack of replies is not their whole life. They trust the process and they look for actions that compound over time, completely ignoring the daily noise.
Section 4. How to fix it.
So how do we actually stop quitting in the silent period? I'm going to warn you right now, the solution is totally unglamorous, but that is exactly why it works. First, choose a direction connected to the life you actually want, not just something that looked fun online this week. Step 2, commit to a time horizon. Do not measure a 5-year goal with a 5-day emotional reaction. Step 3, audit your time honestly. Step 4, build that strategy portfolio we just mapped out. Don't rely on one trick. And finally, step 5, survive the silent period. Keep pushing when nobody is clapping and when quitting feels so much easier.
Section 5. Your future self.
We have to stop pretending that being busy means we're actually building. Your future self doesn't need you to be perfect today, they just need you to make the call, write the post, study the market, and above all, they need you to stop quitting just because the result isn't immediately visible yet. It wasn't luck, it was today, repeated many times. The next 5 years of your life are going to pass either way. You can spend them restarting the exact same dreams over and over, trying just long enough to feel disappointed. Or you can spend them building quietly, patiently, right through the silent period, until it's so strong that everyone else just calls it luck. The choice is absolutely yours. So what is one compounding action you can take right now, today? Think about that for a second, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.